Well, that was an ugly one. What's going on, Jet fans? I'm Matt O'Leary, back to recap a blowout loss at home to the 5-7 Miami Dolphins. This is the New York Jets postgame show here on the Matt O'Leary NY channel. We are brought to you by Sleeper. Think you know football? Then try to turn your football knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day to payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick up either more or less on your favorite players with more stats than any other daily fantasy app. Just choose two or more of your favorites, pick more or less from their predicted stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money if your picks win. Use my promo code O'Leary and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. They have a $20 and free no deposit required promo. Check that out too. Terms and conditions apply. All right, Miami would win the toss and elect to receive and pretty much set the tone for this game in the first quarter, but more specifically the first drive of the game. They just marched right down the field at will against this Jets defense. You had Jalen Waddle on a big end around, a huge Devon Achane run that got the Dolphins into the red zone with just a fairly pathetic tackling effort, which carried on throughout the day. I am done with this Jets linebacker duo. I think they have to figure out a way to get out of the Jamie and Sherwood contract, and Quincy Williams can leave in free agency. That room has to be completely reworked. You'd get a Jalen Waddle touchdown pass to put the Dolphins up 7-0 before you could even settle into your seats. Jets go 3 and out. They punt it right back to the Miami Dolphins. Can't get anything going offensively. Here come the Dolphins again. A check down to the tight end for a big gain. Darren Waller for a chunk. Waddle inside the 15. Devon Achane on the pitch for a touchdown. 14-0. On 2 drives, the Miami Dolphins were sitting with 144 yards of offense. Well, the Jets on the next possession, unfortunately, you'd get a Tyrod Taylor interception. It would go off of Mason Taylor, then pop in the air, and it's picked off. One of those games, as the Dolphins defensive player, Dodson, would just catch it between his knees because other teams can luck into interceptions. And granted, yeah, he made a play on the ball. This is more of not a dig at the Dolphins, more of a, how is this humanly possible that the Jets don't have an interception at this point in the season kind of statement. Sets up the Dolphins in great range. Wright punches it in, 21-0. In the first quarter, 178 yards of offense allowed in the first quarter. Brady Cook would have to come in, and Tyrod Taylor would not return due to a groin injury. Unfortunately, that's part of the Tyrod Taylor experience. I'm a big fan of Tyrod Taylor's game, but injuries are a part of it, and it reared its ugly head today. Cook comes in, you get 2 runs, an incomplete pass that was thrown 150 miles an hour on the wrong side of the receiver, and the Jets punted away. Defense finally gets off the field. They force a 3 and out, and you get the most exciting play of the day from the New York Jets here. Isaiah Williams houses a punt return for a touchdown, 78 yards to the house. It's a 21-7 game. The Jets special teams unit, there's not really a lot of positives out of this game. There are very few positives out of this game. But one thing I could say with absolute confidence is this Jets team might not be very good, but they have an elite special teams unit. They might have the best special teams unit in the NFL. Next possession for the Jets, the frustrating part from this game, and it turns out to be a blowout, but Tua was dying to throw one to the Jets today, and they could not capitalize. Both Malachi Moore and Isaiah Oliver drop picks, forces a punt, though, and the Jets get the ball back. Brady Cook fumbles. The 3rd and 1 snap recovers, but the Jets are forced to punt. A.Z. Thomas would make a big play behind the line of scrimmage. He would be down on the field. He'd later come back, but he would have to leave for a little bit. Quincy Williams comes flying in on the 3rd down sack, and the Jets would get the ball back. Pre-snap penalties, 3 and out. At this point in the game, they have not picked up a first down yet as we're getting late into the second period. Achane would pick up a big run. He goes to the locker room, would not return. And the Miami Dolphins get into field goal range, hit a field goal, make it 24-7. Finally, the New York Jets get their first down of the game. 1:41 left to go in the half. The Jets finally pick up their first down. Cook goes deep for Isaiah Williams, gets a defensive pass interference call. Hey, okay, can the Jets get some points before the half, and then they get the ball to start the second half, maybe start to turn this momentum in the game? No, Brady Cook is picked off. The Jets were already in field goal range. They could have gotten points. A bad throw from Brady Cook. He's picked. Weird sequence at the end of this half. So Tua throws a ball that was in the flat and they called it incomplete. Looked really close that it was a backwards pass and what should have been a fumble and scoop and score. On the replay, not enough to overturn it, which is frustrating. Kind of wish they just let it play out. I'm not saying that's the reason why the Jets lost today. They beat themselves, and Miami took advantage of them too. Like Miami ran down the Jets' throat, which is their bread and butter, and they do that really well. And their defense has played much better. I want to make sure we give the proper credit to Miami here in this game. But the Jets just couldn't capitalize on any opportunity that was given to them. And that's how you get an ugly score like we did today. Anyway, there was a punt. The Jets attempt a Hail Mary to end the half. It's not successful, 24-7 at the half. Jets come out with some tempo to start the third quarter, but they would get to midfield, so they pick up a couple first downs, which is a nice surprise. But the sack on third down that forces the Jets to punt. Another opportunity where the Jets could have had an interception. Walker drops what would have been a walk-in pick six to get back in this game. Instead, the Dolphins forced to punt it away. The Jets defense played a little bit better after the disaster first quarter, but still tackling an issue for this team. Brady Cook sacked on third down, forced to punt on their next possession. Dolphins fumble, can't recover, but Miami hangs on and punts. Jets would run a fake punt on their next possession. That was another kind of highlight. You would get a option play, right? It's a direct snap to Malachi Moore. He pitches it back to Isaiah Davis, and they pick up the first down. That was kind of cool. Mechie drops what would have been a walk-in touchdown. The drops today were a very big issue for this football team. I don't think Brady Cook played particularly well. I don't think he's ready for game action yet. At the same time, the Jets absolutely crushed him with the number of drops that they had. Jets instead settle for 3, so it's a 24-10 game. Dolphins go on this long extended drive. Gordon pushes his way into the end zone. Another pathetic tackling effort from this Jets defense and their highly paid linebacker. 31-10 is your score. Jets go for it on fourth down. On their next possession, Cook takes another sack on third or fourth down. It gets to the point Zach Wilson comes in, a couple of carries. They would add another field goal, make it a 34-10 game. Brady Cook throws another red zone interception before we finally put the bow on this one. And that is your final score, a 34-10 game, with the Jets really struggling on offense and defensively too, man. I wanted to pull up the numbers for you. Take a look at some of the box score stats here. Total number of yards, the Dolphins had 358 with 239 of those coming on the ground. Again, they ran the ball down the Jets' throat all day. Jets 207 yards of offense in this one. Just an ugly performance. So as for Tua, he didn't have to throw the ball a lot. 13-21, 127 yards, a touchdown, no picks, 94.7 rating. Brady Cook in relief of Tyrod, 14-30, 163 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 6 sacks taken, and a 35.8 rating. Your leading receiver was Mason Taylor for 5 catches for 51 yards in this one. Jalen Wright had 24 carries for 107 yards. You had Devon Achane, only 7 carries, but 92 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 5 catches, 50 yards and a touchdown. 34-10 is your final. As I'm recording this, the Titans are winning their game, so some box score watching we will have to do. Another thing that happened in the 1 o'clock game, Daniel Jones looked to suffer an Achilles injury, which obviously impacts the Jets as they hold the Indianapolis Colts first-round pick for the next 2 years. So it's definitely some storylines to watch, but wanted to come on and give you my thoughts on this game. It was an ugly, ugly, ugly loss, and with that, the Jets are now officially eliminated from the playoffs, making it 15 straight seasons without the playoffs for the New York Jets. That'll do it for me. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.